Open world action RPG Gotham Knights will be getting a 4-player co-op mode as part of a free update. A free update is heading to Gotham Knights, which will be adding the 4-player co-op mode called Heroic Assault. The update will be released on November 29th after the launch of the game, which happened this week, and the mode will be free for all who have purchased the game. According to the official website Frequently Asked Questions, this mode will be completely separate from the story campaign. It is described as a dedicated arena-like environment where players will need to complete certain objectives and clear enemies floor by floor. There will be 30 floors in total to smash your way through. This mode sounds like a further challenge for players who want to take it up with their friends, which won't affect the progress story-wise. Gotham Knights kicked into action this week, letting players take up the mantle of Batgirl, Red Hood, Nightwing, and Robin as they navigate what it takes to be a superhero after the death of Batman. They will also team up to fight crime in Gotham City. Of course, it's not an easy job, as Alfred points out in the launch cinematic that they are designated for the task at hand by the previous protector of the city. As with all news mentioned in this video, you can find the link in the description below. Fans of this year's action RPG Stranger of Paradise finally have more info on the game's second DLC. Titled Wanderer of the Rift, this is the second of the 3 planned expansions for the Spectacle Fighter. This new entry heavily features the infamous Gilgamesh, who originally made their appearance in Final Fantasy V. Gilgamesh is a mysterious warrior with many different iterations. However, Team Ninja has selected his somewhat most iconic look, a Japanese warrior monk. The biggest addition to Stranger of Paradise in the Wanderer DLC is the introduction of the Rift Labyrinth. These are a series of randomly generated dungeons that have varying layouts, objectives, and rewards. Not much was specifically mentioned or shown off in terms of these repeatable areas. We can expect new loot to collect and monsters to hinder our progress. Exclusive to the new Gilgamesh difficulty mode are Chaos Monsters. These are foes that can potentially appear anywhere, even outside the Rift Labyrinth. Due to their greater challenge, Chaos Monsters also reward greater loot. You can also call upon monsters in-game using the Monster Bell. Jack can now befriend specific terrifying creatures and call them into battle. In order to get this magical item, players will need to complete a special quest though. Harvestella this week got a further look at the seasons, summer and winter, 4 new job classes, plus tons of new features. Harvestella's seasons are quite a unique thing. All 4 usual temperaments, spring, summer, fall and winter, are all regulated by the sea's light. These gargantuan monoliths are responsible for ensuring the seasons correctly flow from one to the next. However, this natural cycle is being disrupted by the Quietus and heralds horrific dust storms among other perils. Harvestella will have 4 large cities that each follow a specific season. Chartolo is a beautiful little alcove that has some appropriately beach-themed buildings and summery weather, while on the extreme opposite of the spectrum is the wintry holy capital, Argene. Another update for Harvestella was that of the confirmation of a skill board. Each job class in Harvestella will have a unique skill board that will contain both active and passive abilities. Another cool thing that this update showed is that the entire skill board looks to have a maximum of 12 job-specific boards. Also revealed were fear enemies, which are not as scary as they sound. These foes pose a huge challenge though at all points in the game, and may even eclipse your party's level in many cases. Downing them will reward you though, for those who take on the challenge with powerful items and artifacts. Harvestella will be coming to both PC and Switch on November 4th next month. Through a Deadpool takeover on Twitter, it looks like Marvel's Midnight Suns will be adding the chaotic hero to the turn-based RPG. Deadpool has taken over the official Marvel's Midnight Suns Twitter account, while up to his usual shenanigans, it seems this anti-hero will be joining the game. In true Deadpool fashion, he complains about fans requesting other heroes to join the game, including Moon Knight, instead of demanding him, so he encourages Midnight fans to use a hashtag to help bring him to the game. This tease seems to be hinting that Deadpool will be coming to the card game inspired tactical title, with all but the developer Firaxis Games making an official announcement. So far for the cast of characters for the Marvel-based game includes the likes of Spider-Man, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, Blade, Iron Man, the Scarlet Witch, Captain America, Magic and more. With such a lineup, it looks like there are more additions coming to the game as well. Marvel's Midnight Suns will release on December 2nd for PC and current gen consoles. Moving on, Final Fantasy XVI got a big reveal this week, with Square Enix unveiling the latest trailer titled Ambitions, and rightly so, it does describe ambitions. The game is in its home stretch in terms of development, and the development team has more to show before it gets its release on PlayStation 5 in summer of 2023 next year. The trailer begins with the lore of the game set in the world of Harvestella. The game is looking to be a very story-rich, and the 4-minute trailer only scratches the surface of the warring world. We also get to see some of the dominants. These are people who are able to channel the power of dangerous creatures called icons. Each nation seems to have their own way of dealing with dominance, some sending them right into the thick of things, putting them on the front lines of battle, used as weapons of war. The footage shows some of these characters harnessing their powers, almost losing control as the power surges through them as conduits. Final Fantasy XVI will be released in summer of 2023 for PlayStation 5 as a timed exclusive. Amazon this week unleashed the latest expansion for their MMORPG New World called Brimstone Sands. The new chapter adds some exciting content which is not limited to just long-time players, with new challenges to face, enemy types to fight against, and budding stories to discover. Starting off with the story, new players can expect more focused plotlines centered in Monarch's Bluffs and Windward. New and returning players can also expect to easily venture into the different regions and zones which have been given added depth. As for the expansion, Brimstone Sands introduces a new zone. This massive new area extends way beyond Everfalls. It was known that the ancient Egyptians walked, lived, and prospered there. At present, the Brimstone Sands are once more again under the threat by the corrupted 19th Legion of the Roman Empire. New World players will immediately jump into the fray of activities, specifically participating in the Enid expedition. Here they will meet the Anuban Guardians as well as the Sand Demons, who will attempt to stop them. The goal here is to bring back the rightful ruler of Brimstone Sands to restore peace and harmony among the cities. With Stadia's shutdown imminent, it has left Elder Scrolls Online players without a platform. ZeniMax though have announced that those who wish to transfer can do so with all their progress so far to PC or Mac. This is possible as Stadia shares the same servers for NA and EU mega servers. Previously, Stadia players could play with PC players, but it looks like they will be joining them if they want to switch over permanently. This means all progress, characters, purchase content from the Crown Store, achievements, and inventory items will carry over. Stadia has been sending out emails to current ESO players on how to get their account running on PC. For those hoping to transfer to PlayStation or Xbox though, this isn't possible, and the move is only to PC or Mac. All players will be able to log in on the official ESO website and be able to begin downloading the game's client at no extra cost. You can continue your adventure through Tamriel where you left off. So far, there seems to be no news about another cloud platform that will be offered for the Elder Scrolls Online. In a strange turn of events, Sony has been seemingly teasing Bloodborne fans a little too hard. They recently posted a tweet on the official Sony account which has blown up. A curious tweet has got the internet spiraling as the official Sony Twitter account shares something Bloodborne. All it took to generate a trending topic on Twitter was for Sony to share an obscure and zoomed in image of the Bloodborne cover to ignite the biggest bonfire of speculation we've seen in some time. For a quick rundown, the post, which has now been taken down, asked fans to guess what the game was being teased. It didn't take long for Souls fans to guess that it was part of the Bloodborne game cover. That's all it took for many to wonder if some big announcement would be coming our way, but then Sony decided to delete the post. Usually, when an account takes down a post, it could mean that they've leaked something or that they are getting too much heat for sharing something that they shouldn't have. There was no explanation of why this post was deleted, but it has some excited that this could lead to something more, like a remaster. So far, Bloodborne sits in its original state running as a PlayStation 4 game at 30 FPS, even running on PlayStation 5 in the same state. Many in the Souls community have wanted a remaster of the game, especially with new hardware. Now to play on it, the PlayStation 5 version would make sense. One of the first PlayStation 5 titles to launch designed specifically for the console was the remake of Demon's Souls, which delighted fans with its breathtaking visuals. It could be done by a company like Bluepoint, which are known for its stellar remasters and remakes. Bluepoint Games was acquired by Sony toward the end of last year, so it would make sense. What do you think of this strange post? Do you think they are ready to give the fans what they want? Let us know in the comments below whether you'd want a remaster or a full-blown remake. Whether you're diving into Bloodborne for the first time or the 100th, be sure to drop by our Bloodborne Wiki. Well, that's it for the week in the wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.